Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3, Episode 6 sets up an exciting cliffhanger in the first half of this 2-episode arc. Hell is empty, and all the devils are here. The BAU successfully brings in another one of Voight's acolytes alive, but he leaves them with a cryptic message that quickly comes to pass. Penelope Garcia meets with Elias Voight for the first time since sitting at his bedside while he was comatose, and although she starts out quite guarded, she becomes perhaps too friendly and receptive by the end of the episode. JJ's obsessive behavior continues to be a concerning but productive way to use work to avoid her grief. Tara's jealousy clouds her profiler objectivity when it comes to one of Rebecca's exes. With Dr. Ochoa's help, Voight's memories are returning. But even with Voight genuinely on the side of the characters in Criminal Minds, Evolution, a new threat that the BAU didn't know to prepare for strikes at the end of the episode. Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3, Episode 6 Unsub and Case Explained. A straightforward case takes a chilling turn when the Unsub targets the one person you thought he was protecting. Because the ongoing Sicarius plot takes up so much of each episode, even when the case of the week is tied to Voight's network, it still feels like the cases aren't given proper attention. Hell is Empty has some interesting elements, like the Unsub's penchant for allowing his victims to make one final phone call, but the psychological aspect is weak. He wants control over exactly when the victim dies, which is why he uses a detonator even after burying his prey alive. Garcia being able to track any Unsub within the network with just a few search terms makes the actual investigative process feel lackluster. Even worse than uninteresting, it is vague. We never learn whether the first deaths were targeted or victims of opportunity, or why Kyle Mackey allows one final phone call. The twist of him burying his own daughter was shocking but superficially explained, with Kyle saying he wanted his ex-wife to suffer as much as the Unsubs are part of the larger Sicarius network. Criminal Minds, Evolution forgets they are disturbed individuals as well, and the BAU's ability to get into their minds is what brought fans to the show in the first place. Kyle is the second Sicarius disciple to allow himself to be arrested rather than take his own life, which seems to indicate the plan is changing. Kyle seemingly threatens his ex-wife with a "this isn't over" as he's being taken away, but given the episode's cliffhanger ending, he was probably issuing a cryptic taunt to Emily Prentiss. Penelope Garcia and Tyler Green team up to be Voight's next memory link. Penelope Garcia meets with Voight for the first time since he woke up. Tyler Green continues to prove he is an asset to the BAU in Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3, Episode 6 when he maturely handles very upsetting information about his sister. Voight hoped Allison's maternal warmth would cure him of his urges, but her affection only kept the demons at bay for a few months. While Voight shares the information in as straightforwardly a way as possible, it's still heartbreaking. However, Tyler not only processes the information despite his emotional connection, he realizes it's the exact type of connection that Voight used to determine who was invited into the inner sanctum of his dark web, allowing for a break in the case. While I'm glad Tyler has the closure he sought, this is a very dark confession, and I hope the show doesn't simply move on. It would be powerful to see Tyler share the news with his nephew that they finally have answers about his mother. Luckily, Tyler had the best possible person to provide emotional support, Penelope Garcia, who has been underutilized so far in Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3. Penelope volunteered to partner with Tyler, something that even Voight points out is of her own volition. At first, Penelope seems fairly hostile to Voight, even though neurologically he is a completely different person. Penelope wanted to see the good in Voight in the Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3 premiere, and her icy exterior toward Voight quickly melts. She helps Voight and Tyler bond by putting together a computer circuit board. Interestingly, there was even a small moment of flirtation when Penelope looks up with a certain eyebrow cocked when Voight says, "You solder, I screw." Quickly, Penelope uses her ultra-powerful laptop chip to plug into the new Sicarius network to crack the code as Voight suggested. While Voight has nothing to do with the new iteration of the website, it's worrying that she might be letting the digital demons in. It will be interesting to track Penelope's relationship with Voight moving forward. Despite Dr. Ochoa's test, the BAU debates whether Voight isn't acting. Voight's ability to slip into character with the brutal man is chilling, if not concerning. Every test seems to confirm that Voight is truly a changed man, capable of medically demonstrated empathy. Nevertheless, every new person who hears of Voight's amnesia questions how the BAU can know this isn't all an act. Additionally, Tara Lewis has expressed concern that each reawakened memory risks reactivating his sociopathic side. She helps Voight and Tyler bond by putting together a computer circuit board. Interestingly, there was even a small moment of flirtation when Penelope looks up with a certain eyebrow cocked when Voight says, "You solder, I screw." Quickly, Penelope uses her ultra-powerful laptop chip to plug into the new Sicarius network to crack the code as Voight suggested. While Voight has nothing to do with the new iteration of the website, it's worrying that she might be letting the digital demons in. It will be interesting to track Penelope's relationship with Voight moving forward. Despite Dr. Ochoa's test, the BAU debates whether Voight isn't acting. Voight's ability to slip into character with the brutal man is chilling, if not concerning. Every test seems to confirm that Voight is truly a changed man, capable of medically demonstrated empathy. Nevertheless, every new person who hears of Voight's amnesia questions how the BAU can know this isn't all an act. Additionally, Tara Lewis has expressed concern that each reawakened memory risks reactivating his sociopathic side. Tara and Rebecca's side plot is meant to add some levity, but plays as pretty clunky and awkward overall. Tara meets a former flame of Rebecca's, nicknamed Law School Evan, and becomes convinced he is trying to restart something when he invites them over for dinner. Tara really seems to be reading between the lines of something as innocent as a man smoothing his tie. I was worried Criminal Minds. Evolution was setting up a threesome proposal after Emily's shocking confession to JJ last week, but the truth was much more innocent yet embarrassing for Tara. Evan wanted to introduce Becca to his fiancée. While having a comedic relief B-plot can work to help balance the dark tone of Criminal Minds, having Tara be this aggressive and blatantly wrong makes her frankly seem bad at her job.